Hi Richa, how are you? Welcome to Talent Talkies.
Hi, Julie. I'm good and thank you so much for having me here.
For our viewers, Richa is a food blogger and she is doing a fantastic job. I've been following her on Instagram and her recipes are mouth-watering. I'm sure that you will also love to try it. The description of her food blog will be on this channel in the description box, so you can click on it and follow. Welcome, Richa. Richa, we are here to talk about your journey. So, do you want to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I live in Bangalore with my husband, and I have a 1-year-old daughter. I have always been really interested in food. I come from a family where I think pretty much everybody cooks, and those who don't cook really love to eat. So I've literally grown up surrounded by food and good, tasty food. So I was always keen on doing something with food, but it just so happened that I started my career in marketing, and I worked for about 7 years with two different companies. Had a really exciting time there as well, but I think in my heart I just knew that this is what I want to pursue. So over time I just started a food blog, because I thought it'll be fun to write online, share my recipes, and it took off. People started enjoying the recipes I shared. Lots of people started cooking them, and it grew in popularity. And that's how I became a food blogger.
Tell us, Richa, what helped you or who helped you in your journey?
So I think I'm really, really lucky. I have an amazing family who's always supported me. I think my husband was definitely one of the biggest drivers, because from the beginning he never took this as a hobby. It was not like, oh, this is just something you do on the side, so it's okay. It was always like he took it as seriously as I did, and I think we have a great partnership. So it really helped, to have him support me like that. And even my parents, I think, have always just been very enthusiastic about everything that I do. So as a family, I think all of them just encouraged me. My sister was living with me at that time when I started doing this seriously, and she's somebody who helped me with a lot of design aspects of it. In fact, she's the one who taught me how to use my camera for the first time. Like, I had no idea. I'm very technologically challenged, and when it comes to food blogging, photography is a huge part of it. So she lent me her camera, and that's how I started taking my first pictures. So I've really just been surrounded by people who believed in me and who were really encouraging of what I wanted to do.
So you're very lucky that way.
Yeah, I am.
So let's talk about challenges you faced during your journey.
So I think one of the biggest challenges was the fact that this was all completely new. So food blogging is not as easy and glamorous as it looks. From the outside, I think most people think that I just cook a lot of food, eat a lot of food, and take nice pictures. But if you're going to take up blogging on any kind of content and media publishing as a full-time role, there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that most people don't understand. Just running a website, all the tech stuff, photography, editing pictures. We test our recipes at least 3 to 4 times before we actually publish them. Just coming up with new content, right? Like day in and day out, thinking about what new can you do that people will like. There's just so much that goes, and I think now I'm realizing there's even stuff like accounting and finance, and learn to run your own business. So there's a lot that I think we had to learn on the job, because there's no course or textbook to teach you how to become a blogger.
Right.
So I think that's one of the biggest challenges. Then just learning to stay organized was another big challenge, because I think we, especially food bloggers or any kind of blogger, they work from home.
Yeah.
So there's your own boss, and usually you're a 1 person or a 2 person team, so you don't have like office space, or you don't have like a team of 5-10 people who will do different things. I mean, we built our team over time, but in the beginning it was just me. My husband would help out as much as he could. So trying to do everything by yourself, staying organized while you do it, like making sure you actually spend time, because it's so easy to just be like, okay, maybe today I won't work, but it's really important to show up every day. So just learning things on the job, staying organized, staying motivated, self-motivated, and I think constantly learning, because the industry is changing so fast and so much. When I started, there was nothing like video, and then I think 1 or 2 years in, suddenly there was video, and now there's only video. So so and I'm sure like next year there'll be something else.
True.
So constant learning, like I think those are and have been the biggest challenges.
As a woman, have you faced any problems, or in your world you haven't?
So I think I come from a place of privilege, and I think because I have such a supportive family, like we're 2 daughters, and our family, like our father is so proud of us, and so is my mom, and even like our extended family, right? Nobody has ever made us feel like, why aren't you a boy? Or we've never been treated any differently. We've always been encouraged to whatever, like the sky's the limit in our family. So I think generally, I don't think as a woman I have faced any challenges. I think I enjoy the fact that I'm a woman.
Okay.
And I think it sounds, I don't know, a little weird, but I think we're really lucky that we're women, because I think the amount of stuff that we can do and what we can achieve is so different from men. I wouldn't say better or worse, but it's so different, right? Like, for example, I've recently become a mother, and I think I now understand that that's another privilege that I have been able to enjoy. So I think from a challenges point of view, just multitasking and juggling like all the different roles that we have, that I think only a woman can do. But I wouldn't say like I haven't really had any financial challenges, or I haven't really faced any issues from the family. So I haven't had any conventional challenges so far.
So that is going to be my next question, that how do you juggle work-life balance?
It's definitely very difficult. I didn't anticipate that it could become so difficult, but you throw you have your own business, you want to have a life, then you throw a baby into the mix and you throw coronavirus, and that's it. I think it's the end of the world. But I think we just it's one day at a time. It's definitely been a struggle, because there's never enough time in the day. I am just I think the only way I was able to get through this is definitely with a lot of support. So I realized early on, and actually my mom was a working mother, so she was working full time with both me and my sister, and we've always seen her doing this, right? So we've grown up knowing that women do this, where they go to work, they do what they have to do there, and then they come back and still like figure it out, right? So I think we've seen that it was never an option, like that's just how it was going to be. I mean, like in my head I know if she could do it, like I can also do it. So I think becoming not working was never a thing. So it was just something that I wanted to do. But when, over time, I think I've realized that you have to delegate. You have to give work off to other people, and you have to trust them to be able to help you. Right. So asking for help, I think, has been one thing that has really, really helped me. My husband, obviously, like I think he helped me a lot over time, and then he quit his job and he now works with me full time.
Okay.
I also have a team of people who now work with us, so that's another area. We also have help with like my daughter, so we have childcare.
Okay.
So I've realized that there is no way that you can do everything, and if I try to do everything, then there's no way I can do everything well. So it was hard in the beginning to let go, but I think that's how just managing.
I'm sorry to say, but it's going to get little harder once she starts crawling and walking. But
she's already running.
okay. Okay. So anyways, good luck with that. But I think having a child is a great experience of your life. So I think we take everything in and try to juggle between our career and
yeah, absolutely. Like, I wouldn't change anything right now. I mean, it's definitely like so much fun.
Okay. So Richa, since you have gone through the journey, I'm sure that you have your own set of leadership qualities and you can mentor a lot of people. So do you want to talk about that a little for young girls who are trying to pursue something what you're pursuing?
So I think for me, like, I don't think I've had a direct mentor as such when it comes to this, but there are lots of people who I look up to and people who've sort of shaped what I am today. So obviously family is definitely one of them, but from a work point of view, like, my manager in my previous company, she was always somebody I looked up to. And I think while it was not food blogging and it was a completely different field, but I think I learned a lot from her in terms of how to lead a team, how to manage your team members, how to make sure that you the different tasks that you have to do, how to do them well. And I think she's also taught me how to do very high quality work. So she was never satisfied with mediocrity. And for me, I think that's one of the biggest things I learned, and I think I practice today also, where whatever I do, like, even if it's I think I don't try to do like a lot, but if whatever I do, it has to be done well.
Okay.
And I think those are some things that I learned from her. Paying attention to detail. And so from that point of view, she was definitely, I would say, one of my mentors. I still talk to her once in a while if there's something on my mind. And in the food blogging world, I think I've had there are lots of people who've shared a lot of information about what their journey has been like. And I think that has helped me learn, like, sort of from their mistakes or anticipate challenges that, I might have had. Because this is a very lonely field, you don't have like an association that you would sort of be a part of and you would talk to people. You don't really meet people as often. So you're literally doing your own thing. You might chat with a few people online that you know of, but you rarely meet them face to face. So it can get quite lonely, but I think just staying in touch with different people and learning from what they've done and what they've shared across time has helped me. And yeah, I think for young girls, I would just say that mentors can be in different parts of your life. Like, they don't have to be people who are exactly like in your line of profession, but there are different things that you can learn from a variety of people around you. It can be as simple as how to run a business, but that person doesn't have to be a food blogger to teach you how to run your business. In fact, I feel it's been very helpful for me to get perspective and talk to people from other fields, because sometimes you're so you have like a tunnel vision when it comes to your own business, and it's very difficult to see outside of it. So when you talk to people from different fields and people who are doing different things, it's very helpful to see how they are, they may be doing something interesting that you can actually apply and use. So I think I would say just opening up your mind and asking for help. So if you see somebody who you look up to, or who you think can help you get to where you are, just always ask, because I think I've been blessed with people who have agreed to help me. Like, I've asked and they've said yes and they've shared. And I want to do the same with people who come to me for help, because I think that's how I have been able to get where I am today. So yeah, I think ask is probably my biggest suggestion.
Great. So you have any advice to the next generation women entrepreneurs?
I would say just go out and try new things. I think it's obviously, for me, I think it's amazing how much there is right now that you can learn and do. Like, the opportunities that are there are just incredible. Anybody can become somebody just with a computer and an internet connection today. And especially today, there are so many, I think there are so many challenges in the world that people can try to solve. But I think the first step is to just get started. And I think that's what scares most people. Just that first, can I do this? Oh no, I don't think I can do it. But usually if you just start, you can do it. So yeah.
So my next question is for the viewers. Richa has already reached 100K followers. So Richa, tell us that during the lockdown, has your business, has your blogging grown tremendously, because everybody was at home and everybody was trying to cook and...
Yeah, so so it's funny, but so we have two parts to our business. One is our traffic, so how many people actually come to our website, and then the other is our revenue, how much money we actually make. And our revenue actually comes mostly from the ad income. Like, we have ads that are placed on the website, and so we earn revenue through that. So our traffic kind of doubled, and our revenue kind of fell by I think 30-35%.
Okay.
So I think like everybody else, it definitely impacted us.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think what I see, and I'm really, really, really excited and happy about, is the fact that we had more viewers coming and trying out our recipes, and more people that we interacted with. It was just, I think those 2-3 months specifically where it was a hard lockdown, the amount of readers that we actually were able to talk to, like on Instagram via messages, etc., was amazing. Like, we've never had so much feedback from people, because people are usually busy, right? So they might make something, but they won't have the time to actually come back and tell you how it was. So I think that was really, really, really amazing.
I understand about the revenue. We are in an economic downturn at the moment, so it will take a while before that jumps. Anyway, good luck with that. And what is next for you, Richa?
I don't know. Honestly, I think I just want to take a break. Yeah, I think this has been a crazy couple of months, because there's just so much work and there's stuff to do around the house, etc. as well. So work-life balance has kind of gone for a toss right now, and we just really want a break.
So I'm going to wish you luck with your break, and thank you so much for being here. For our viewers, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much, Richa, for being here. I'm sure that you will be able to inspire so many young girls to take up what you're doing.
I hope so. Julie, thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. Okay.